Hey guys, so today I'm going to be making a video in response to somebody making a video in response to me.
Alright, so this video is about, can an atheist be moral?
And this guy, even though he was calm, is the most pompous, self-righteous, like oozing pile of shit, insufferable douchebag. I can't think of a better way to say it, but he just gets under my skin because this is the type of person that I feel like poisons society and causes people who are religious to get a worse name than honestly what a lot of them deserve. So he starts off with the brilliant argument that without God, we're just matter, we're just material, we're practically robots, and because of that, we're just victims to our own programming. That's why we have different things that we do that are wrong. That's why we sin, because we just have errors in our genetic programming.
If we are merely material, or if you believe that we are merely material, then that simply means that we are robots bound by the properties of matter. We are programmed by our DNA and continually reprogrammed by our environment. So we are victims of this programming.
Sorry, this is just flat out wrong and totally a lie. People who are not religious are not the ones who act like victims. Whenever you're religious, and I know this because I grew up religious, you're constantly being told that you're a victim, right? You're broken. You're a sinner. You're guilty even if you don't do a damn thing wrong in your life. You're still guilty via original sin. You're flawed, you're weak, you're broken, you're nothing, you're worthless.
We're victims of what we're made of. And so technically we're not responsible for anything we do. We are victims.
Not responsible. How many times do I have to hear this from religious people? It is so frustrating because you know what? It's the other way around. Because people who believe in God, they can be murderers, they can be the worst people ever, they can sin their whole life, and as long as they repent, at the end of the day, they're off the hook, coast is clear, nothing to worry about. Sorry, but that to me seems like not being held responsible for anything.
The best thing you can say about Hitler or the man that just beheaded a journalist is, that's different. I wouldn't do that. At least I don't, not right now, unless my environment changes such that I would do it.
Okay, what? So only Christians can say that what Hitler did was wrong? I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that murdering a shit ton of people is not a good thing to do. But you know what? He thinks that you do need the Bible, you do need religion to tell you these things because he thinks that you need a book full of horrible murder stories to tell you that murder is wrong. Apparently we need the 10 Commandments to know that killing is wrong, even though the 10 Commandments accidentally left out, like rape and other things like slavery, which the Bible actually condones. And then he mockingly attributes our morality to chemicals in our brain.
Even if you try to take the chemicals in your brain and set them up as a standard for right and wrong for everybody else, your setting up of that standard also arose from chemicals in your brain, which are neither right nor wrong, and you have the vicious circle, okay?
Okay, so tell me what faculties you use to distinguish what's right and wrong in the Bible. Whenever you're doing your cherry picking, which is something that most Christians are very good at, what do you do to determine what is right from wrong in the Bible? Because obviously you pick out the good parts. What are you doing? What's going on? Maybe the chemicals in your brain are telling you that this is probably wrong, I shouldn't take this literally. Oh no, that's just symbolic. This is good, I won't kill people. Bible is proof. There's something going on in your head helping you distinguish what parts of the Bible to cherry pick from.
Now, that does not mean that an atheist, materialist, cannot help Aunt Betty across the street, or give to a person who has a need, or, as Jacqueline Glenn just did, have ice water dumped all over you to benefit a cause. And people look at those acts of kindness and they say that they're good. Now, what really matters, however, is what God thinks of those actions. If it's not done to the glory of God or the ultimate end, then the whole is in vain.
Oh, okay, so people who aren't religious can do good things. You can go out and do acts of kindness, but they're not actually good. At the end of the day, they're worthless because they weren't done in the name of God. So the message that he's sending is that only Christians can do deeds that are actually good. Non-Christians can try, but it's like running on a treadmill when you're trying to get from point A to point B. At the end of the day, you're still going to be in the same place because only God can truly get you there.
God has given us a law, as I've said. Love God, love neighbor as self.
Well, of course, unless that neighbor is gay or of a different religion, or an atheist, or maybe if they're someone who you want to make your slave, or if they're your daughter that you would like to sell.
But ultimately, the ultimate end for which we were created is to glorify God.
That's right. Your primary goal should be to glorify God, not to help others. It's all about God, that greedy fuck.
So if you do a moral act, and we refer to that as like I say, Jacqueline Glenn having water dumped all over her that's ice cold, but you don't do it to the ultimate end for which you were created, it's absolutely in vain.
Great, it's in vain. Everything that you're doing is in vain unless you're religious. What a wonderful message to send, like I said before, and this is why I can't stand people like this. He is the type of person perpetuating this mentality that if you're not exactly like me, then you're not a good person. Only people who are religious and calmly spoken and come off kind of nice can get away with shit like this, because people think that it's not okay to criticize religion. People think that because he's coming from a religious moral standpoint, that it's okay to belittle the entirety of the rest of the population who does not conform to Christianity. That is not okay, that is wrong, that is immoral, and there's nothing wrong with calling it out.
And so the act that I would have done would have been to the glory of God. Even if they don't respond to the gospel properly, I did it to the end that somebody would come to Christ and glorify God.
Exactly. You did it so God would have one more fan, not because somebody actually needed help. What kind of shit model for morality is that? Anyways, this guy also attacked Mr. Repzion because he also did the Ice Bucket Challenge, and since Daniel posts videos on Sunday for Facepalm Sunday, he'll be addressing the same topic, so make sure to click over here to go see his channel and subscribe. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and share it everywhere. All my social media links are in the description below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
There's no God, he doesn't exist, so don't